Hi guys, welcome to my video and to my channel, and this is going to be my third video in the series of God names, Archangels and Order of Angels of the Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. And so far we've looked at an intro to this kind of series of my ramblings, and we've looked at the first Sephiroth Keter. So today let's have a look at Chokmah, meaning wisdom. And before we actually start looking at the God names and the Archangels and Order of Angels, let's remind ourselves very briefly what Chokmah is. Now, in Keter we see divinity still as a unity, but at a point of manifestation, the very first stages of intention of the divine to bring creation into being. Now, in Keter, the divine is still unity, so that means there can be no demarcation of characteristic, because if so, then the divine would not be unity. The first splitting, if you like, the first refraction of divinity into a characteristic comes at the Sephiroth Chokmah, so meaning wisdom. So when we look at the God names and Archangel and Order of Angels, when I look at it, I try to see what links there are between those and the Sephiroth, and I try and make sense of it in my own way. So the things I mention now, they may not be the things that scholars and academics would say about the Sephiroth on the Tree of Life, but they're things that are meaningful to me, and as I say, in the interest of sharing, I'm going to talk to you briefly about them. So the God name for Chokmah is Jehovah. Now, what we know about Jehovah is that it's a Latinized version of the Hebrew Yahweh, which in itself is the approximated pronunciation of the four letters of the Tetragrammaton, the Yud, He, Vav, He. And we're told that from about 300 BC, the Jewish priests stopped pronouncing the Tetragrammaton. They felt that it was too holy a name to be using, and it was pronounced only once each year on the Great Day of Atonement in the Holy of Holies in the temple. So the actual pronunciation was lost. And as I say, we think that Yahweh is probably the nearest to the original way the word was pronounced. So why is the God name Yahweh, Jehovah, associated to Chokmah? Well, firstly, Chokmah is in some ways the first revelation of a characteristic of God. Prior to that, in Keter, God was Eheya, or Eheya Asher Eheya, I am that I am. That is as much as we knew about God. It was kind of impersonal. It was a statement of pure beingness. But with Jehovah, Lord, which is its approximate meaning, we're talking about something more personal. So as God begins to reveal himself and his characters, as the divine splinters is refracted through the prisms of the Sephiroth, so we see the change of name, Lord, more personal, more meaningful to the man and the woman in the street, I guess. Okay, so to me, the God name makes sense. It's a step down in terms of remoteness from I am that I am, to be given the God name of Jehovah or Lord. Okay then, so let's look now at the Archangel. And the Archangel for Chokmah is Raziel. Now, Raziel is the keeper of divine secrets, the keeper of divine mysteries, and he is said to exist near the throne of the divine. Now, again, let's go back to what Chokmah is. It is the wisdom. Wisdom of what? Wisdom of everything that is needed to bring creation into being. Keter was the intention to bring creation into being. Chokmah is the knowledge that is required to bring creation into being. Wisdom being applied knowledge. So who better to be the Archangel of Chokmah than the keeper of divine secrets, Raziel? It makes sense to me, it fits. The keeper of the divine mysteries, for all of the knowledge of divinity that is required to move from Keter to Malkut, kingdom, physical plane, matter, the earth, beingness, is known to Raziel, is held by Raziel. Perfect fit. And interestingly, according to some teachings, the archangels are not actually of the order angels. They're of the order cherubim. So that'll perhaps mean something when we come to look at the next bit, which is the order of angels, which for Chokmah is Ophanim, which in Hebrew is the wheels. Now, if you look at the orders of celestial beings, wheels, Ophanim, are an order of their own. And I find this really fascinating because in Ezekiel's vision and in the Revelation, when we're talking about the vision of the throne of the divine, we see the wheels which are alongside the cherubim, and it says that wherever the cherubim went, the wheels went too. When the cherubim went up, the wheels went up, because the spirit of the cherubim is in them, in the wheels. They work in harmony, they work together. And the Ophanim are described as being like a wheel within a wheel, and the rims of the wheel are covered in eyes, and they move in any direction they wish without turning. So they speak of movement, they speak of direction, and they speak of knowingness, eyes in all directions, omniscience, which again is of the character of Chokmah, of knowing, the knowing that gives wisdom, the direction which is forward and out from Keter, the second stage of the creation process, and knowledge, because the knowledge of everything that is required to bring creation into existence sits in Chokmah. So to me, the God name, the Archangel, and the orders of angels for Chokmah fit perfectly. They make sense. And I mentioned that the archangels sometimes are considered not to be of the order angels because Raziel is cited as being the leader of the Ophanim. So a cherubim leading the wheels. Yeah. I don't think there's a great deal more that I want to say in this video about that. For me, Chokmah was a very easy Sephiroth to get to grips with in terms of the God name and archangels and order of angels, because they seem to fit so perfectly and so beautifully. And as I say, just wanted to share it with you if you're interested. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon with next video in this series, which will be Binah. Okay, so until then, I'll say bye for now. Bye.